And the students and the friends online, good afternoon. Welcome back to the innovation competition of Huawei ICT competition 2021 to 2022 Global Grand Finals. I'm Bella. It's nice to meet you again. So this morning we saw some wonderful presentation and we're really impressed by their wonderful judges and their questions. And this afternoon we will be joined by the students from Western Europe, Africa, and Asia Pacific. There is no doubt that they will impress us with their ideas and creativity. So now I would like to introduce again the 5 outstanding judges. They are Professor He Qingming, School of Computer Science and Technology, Zhejiang University, welcome. Professor Chinlei Hua, School of Computer Science, Huazhou University of Science and Technology, welcome. Professor Zhu Ming, School of Computer Science, Sichuan University, welcome. Li Hongqian, Director of Huawei Harmony OS Talent and Ecosystem. And Chen Zhongming, Huawei -4 Architect, welcome. Of course, we also have special guests from Huawei as well. He is Sun Gang, Director of the Talent and Ecosystem Development Department of Huawei Enterprise BG. Welcome. Okay, before we resume the competition, let's have a look at the order of the 12 teams presenting in the second session. The order of the team has been drawn during the opening ceremony of the Huawei ICT competition grand finals. The details are as follows. We can see from 11 to 22. Yeah, this is for the afternoon session. You may take a picture or take a screenshot. Then you will know your orders, know the time for you. Okay, I'll give you a second. Okay. Before we resume the competition, I will go over the rules again. After a contestant presentation, the 5 judges will score the team. The judges will find a scorecard on their desk. A full score is 100 points. The team will be comprehensively evaluated from the 5 dimensions of innovation, system complexity, commercial value, functional completeness, and the presentation performance. Each dimension will be scored as followed. We can see on the screen. Yes, innovation is 30 points. The dimension evaluates whether the team solution can solve problems in real industry situation with no existing solutions. It also looks at whether the team has made breakthrough at innovations in the business models, management operations, process optimization, and application scenarios. And then the second one is system complexity. This one is 25 points. This checks whether the team effectively uses resources and platforms provided by Huawei and whether the team integrates multiple ICT technologies to add more value to their solutions. Then, with the commercial value, this one is 15 points. This examines whether the team solution has potential for commercial profit or public welfare. Then the functional completeness, this one is 15 points. This looks at whether the solution takes into account all aspects of the problem and provides complete functional implementation for all possible issues. Presentation performance is occupied 15 points. This assesses whether the speakers and the responders of the team can fluently explain their work, clearly answer the judges' questions, and present the concrete views. Okay, the judges will score the competing teams using their 5 evaluation dimensions. The special prize and the first, second, and the third prizes of the innovation competition will be awarded to the team based on the final scores. The results will be announced and the awards presented at the closing ceremony of the 2021 to 2022 Huawei ICT competition global finals on June 25. Please stay tuned. So each team will have 15 minutes. You will have 10 minutes to explain the design, idea, and the present solution, and 5 minutes to answer the question from the judges. To ensure a fair competition, We will set a 1-minute countdown bell for the presentation and the question stages. So later, if you hear the countdown bell, please continue because you still have 1 minute, right? Okay, please manage your time wisely. We will move on to the next team when the time is up. So hope everybody is ready right now. So now we are expecting the 11th team today, Team University Malaysia Sabah team. So are you with us now? Yes, you're ready, please. Yeah, I can see you right now. Yeah, I can see you right now. Please show your work on the screen, then we can see. Hello? Yeah.
Is the slide ready?
Okay, now we can see your work, but I think your voice is too low. Please make it louder, then we can hear you very clearly, okay?
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Okay, now you have 10 minutes to present, and later we'll have 5 minutes to answer the questions. That's a total of 15 minutes. So are you ready? Are your team ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 10 minutes, start.
A very good afternoon to honorable judges. We are Malaysia team from University Malaysia Sabah. I am Chris Law.
I'm Gavin Teo. And I'm Lee.
We would like to present our project with the title, Two Secure IoT-based Smart Meter Data Intelligence for Detecting Non-Technical Losses in Developing Countries. We have 5 sections in the presentation today. Detection of non-technical losses, or so-called as NTLs, remain an open research issue today, resulting in the global economic loss of 616 billion yuan annually. Developing countries such as Malaysia, Brazil, and Lebanon still face more than 40% NTL losses, and it has recently become worse with illicit Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining activities. To solve the NTL issue, especially in Malaysia, we have proposed the pay-as-you-use model to tackle the illegal electricity theft and non-transparency billing issues, as well as cultivate energy conservation habits. Users are able to track and monitor their real-time electricity usage, thus reducing the carbon emission and greenhouse effect. Second, compared to AMR smart meters, which is in the market and are limited only to digitalize the usage record and require utility personnel to collect the data, our proposed IoT-based smart meter exploit the advancement of IoT and AI technologies. With the high scalability of Huawei cloud infrastructure deployment, real-time data can be aggregated and AI analytic tools can be used to detect NTLs such as electricity theft, billing errors, and fraud activities. Third, while recent IoT industry still relies on the conventional approach to protect aggregated data, we propose a two-secure cryptography solution to address the recent security threats and privacy risk issues. First, secure. Honey encryption is used to tackle the application layer of IoT smart meter by increasing the complexity of password guessing attacks. Second, secure. Homomorphic encryption aims to address data privacy issues in Huawei cloud service providers. It allows the data analytics to be performed directly on the encrypted data, thereby provides protection when the aggregated data are stored in the third-party Huawei cloud platform. Subsequently, we conducted the gap analysis with the recent smart meters in markets, GX Precision and Delta Prima. The recent smart meters involve 100 to 1,000 ringgits to install the various impulse devices. However, only able to upgrade and digitalize the usage record. Our solutions only involve minor modification to existing meters, significantly reducing the installation cost by 85% with additional features to program and customize with different impulses for supporting various usage scenarios, such as residential, factories, and hotels. Tracking real-time usage with various communication technologies can be configured further, including 5G, NB-IoT, and LoRaWAN to support different usage scenarios. We improve the smart meters tamper detection and protection by adding more features, including cover opening protection, wire missing, MAC field interference, and overload protection. On the left side is the original digital meter, and on the right side is our modified IoT-based smart meter. All solutions are to have our smart meter installed, then the management can track the energy usage and manage the billings in one customized platform. This is our pay-as-you-use model. Once the user had initialized a top-up, the signal will be sent to our smart meter module. After the payment gateway status shows success, the usage credit will then be credited and reflected on the meter. This is the conceptual design of system architecture that exploits the high reliability, secure, and expandable Huawei cloud architecture. For low dense area, GSM is preferred to eliminate network's resource constraints. At high dense residential, LoRaWAN is suggested to cover outdoor area and Wi-Fi for indoor. The Huawei Cloud Infra would have increased domain with DNS support for growth of Power Distribution Center. ELB automatically distributes incoming traffic across multiple backends. ECS to support horizontal scaling for future expansion. RDS offers reliable service to support a massive number of concurrent consumers to access their data usage record. VPN, anti-DDoS, and WAF securing network traffic. The aggregated data stored at Huawei ECS can be further extracted for supporting AI analytics to detect NTL's electricity theft activities within the defined threshold. It could be detected with predictive analytics for detecting frauds during the electricity distribution, including overuse, normal, underuse, or abnormal.
Okay, this is the screenshot of a project which currently deployed over the Huawei cloud platform. Based on the design architecture, the deployment of the setup begins with a valid domain resolved by DNS, requests handled by a load balancer then redirected to dedicated EIP, which bonded to ECS, and all the data of the web are read from a database, and application security are secure with a WAF. Besides that, the VPN access is specifically for the metering device. The device routes through the DDNS with an open port to ELB, then to the meter management server to perform secure queries and interact with the database. The screenshot demonstrated the developed security solution in protecting aggregated data from IoT-based smart meter and data storage in Huawei cloud service provider. Back-end data crawl are secure with encrypted data with homomorphic encryption, helps prevent non-privileged back-end engineers from retrieving customer or device data. Next, for unauthorized user or to prevent brute force attack, honey encryption is applied in which any incorrect user password guessing will generate plausible looking results. For the authorized user, the data is decrypted with a dedicated secret key and the information reflected is in real time. The screenshot of the developed IoT-based smart meter, by integrating the energy tracking model, real-time data can be accessed via the smart meter LCD or the developed application. We had also developed and published the semi-real-time dashboard to track and monitor daily and monthly electricity usage. The developed data intelligence model for forecasting the NTLs with energy consumption analysis and prediction with the MAF model, which is a direct multi-step auto-regressive forecast. This is dataset plot. We are using a benchmark data split into train, validate, and taste data. With the data gathered in the area, we can further identify the demand for power distribution for the different periods. Lastly, we have made some model improvements. Predictors importance working with predictive intervals and call-in forecast trainer to anticipate daily forecast. Next, we'll play the presentation video.
This is our enhanced version of hardware setup. It consists of a communication module, display LCD, programmable PIC-based microcontroller, signal LED, push button, integrated energy tracking module, solid-state relay, output controller, and the bulk as load. On the left side is a web app demo. Right side is our IoT solution setup. We will first initialize the setup by allowing the main power supply. Microcontroller will connect all the IOs to a wireless GSM or LTE network. It will take some time for the setup to get ready. Green light indicates the connection is established. When everything is done, let us trigger the meter. The load will be powered on and the reading can be seen from the dashboard, and we can confirm the real-time output supply from the LCD. During an event of using up kilowatt hour, notification and LED indicator will trigger every time the credit is deducted. However, when the kWh value is below 2, the indicator will show red and to warn the user that the credit is low. When there is no remaining kWh in the smart meter, the supply will cut off. Top up is easily performed by integrating any payment gateway. In this demo, we have mocked this payment as successful. Once the meter is recharged, the kilowatt-hour reading will be reflected in the dashboard and the load will be restored. Our meter also manageable for special event and tamper detection. Let's say an unauthorized party has removed the cover. If you trigger an alarm and cut off the main supply, this will send a signal to the management and they will send technician to perform a site check and restore the event after verifying. The site is also targeted other possible tamper such as a neutral reversal, overload and overload detection. This way, we host our solution, Huawei Cloud, with Explore using the open SSH and sign on through the SCP connection for file transfer. This is data dump to show the authorized and unauthorized data, as well as the fork data for the attacker. This is where we render the web app view. We also apply Cloud Planner IO as our cloud service.
Sorry, but time's up. But
Lastly,
thank you
working
for your
out.
presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all from us.
Please turn off your work. Let you see the situation right here. Hello. You can stay with us. You still have one more set, which is answer the question. Okay.
Switch to the camera.
Okay. Now we can see you, but we cannot hear you very clearly. Please check your voice, your sound, right?
Can you hear our sound right now?
Now I can hear you, but not very clearly.
Okay.
Okay, so now you have 5 minutes to answer the questions from our judges, okay? Are you ready?
Right.
Okay, so now 5 minutes starts.
I have one question. How do you detect electricity theft? What methods do you use to detect electricity theft?
Okay, so far we have a limited not deployed, but with enough data, for example, we have a 3 months data set up to 1 year. We can use this direct multi-step auto regression forecast. It's a like GBN, which is a framework that based on decision tree that can increase this efficiency and use a model to detect any suspicious activity such as abnormal current usage or abnormal voltage usage between the consumer area. So there are 2 station meter will be deployed. First, there will be a meter deployed at the power distribution center, and by comparing the sum of the total kilowatt hour usage among the area, we can know that between the transition there are loss or there are happening a theft situation.
So I guess you are focusing on trustworthy data transmission in the IoT solution, and you're also working on encryption. I recommend you use blockchain in this solution as well. My second question is, how many users have deployed your smart meter?
Currently, the meter node we have tested is in the local area network. We have around 3 to 5 meter has been deployed, try to sync the data, but we have do some simulation over the cloud. The architecture can support up to 1,000 devices currently.
When it comes to smart meter, what is your hardware design? And what signals in the smart meter do you detect to prevent electricity theft?
Okay, from the smart meter itself, we actually taking up the voltage, the amp, and also the power factor. So based on these 3 values that simulated in time series, so by collecting all the data from the consumer side, and we aggregate the data in the cloud, then we can do some prediction on the area. For example, how many kilowatt hours spent for that area of the composite. And then based on the composite figure, we can know that there is a loss or there are theft happening in the situation. Then only we can send people go on site to check whether the electricity theft is happening on that area. So it requires several months of data. Minimum is 3 months data collected from the consumer side.
When you say smart, do you mean smart hardware or smart data analytics on the cloud?
For our scenario, our smart is indicate we have three different innovation. First one is we apply this security into both ends. So in the cloud, we have a strong security, and also at consumer side, we prevent data leak. Second one, we also introduce this pay as a use model. So the user actually can monitor their own usage and also bill for their own electrical usage. Third one is also we apply data intelligence. So by applying data intelligence, we can detect this non-technical loss, including electrical theft activities and also a loss among the electrical distribution.
Okay, I think that's all questions from our judges. And thank you again. Thank the team from the University Malaysia Sabah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So then now we will have the Kenyatta University team to join us. So now please unmute your unmute your voice and turn on your camera. Then we can see you. So the students from the Kenyatta University team, can you hear me now? Please unmute your voice and turn on your camera. Okay. Now I can hear you, but I cannot see you. Yeah, your camera. Please turn on your camera. You can see these are two buttons in the bottom of the screen, and you can check your camera. I can hear you, but I cannot see you. Oh, now I can see you, but it's in the opposite way. Stephen?
Just a minute.
Okay. So other teams, please notice this, okay? Later, please check your camera and your voice before we start, then we can save the time. So the third team, the city, you're still in the upside way, upside down. So the City University of Hong Kong team, please be ready and notice this problem. And later, we hope we don't have this problem anymore, okay? Yeah, now I can see you very clearly. Please check your voice. Can you say something that I can hear you?
Hello.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you move your camera up a little bit? Then we can see full of you. Okay. Then please put your work on the screen. Please put your work on the screen. Then we can see your work.
And there are some members in our team who has not been let in.
Your work. Yeah, your PPT or your presentation stuff.
We still have our member who is in the lobby.
In the lobby? So how do you gonna introduce your presentation? I mean, oh, you still need a little bit time? What do you mean?
No, there is a member of our team who will present the work who is in the lobby.
So you still need a little bit time, right?
No, let us in. There's a member of our team who has not been let in, who will be presenting today. Yeah.
So can you check? So other teams, please remember to be ready in our room, in the meeting room, in our competition room, like 15 minutes or 20 minutes ahead of this. How many minutes do you need?
So, hello. Thank you. You've let me in, so I would like to share my screen.
We need to see your jobs, I mean your work. Please open it on the screen, then we can see it. Okay, finally. Okay, finally. Now we can see, but not very clearly. Okay, and you have 10 minutes to present this. And 5 minutes to answer the question. That's a total of 15 minutes. So are you ready now?
Yes.
Okay, 10 minutes presentation. Time start.
So, hello. This is Team K Health from Kenyatta University, Kenya. My name is Ashton Onyango. My team members are also on the call: Stephen, Atona, Catherine, and our instructor, Michael Munyao. We are here to tell you about intelligent pneumonia detection monitoring system. You know the forgotten killer diseases. Globally, pneumonia continues to kill children under the age of 5 years. Sadly, unknown to you in Kenya, it is the second leading cause of mortality, and more than 30,000 children in this age group die annually. Why is this so? This is because infants usually cannot express themselves to their parents or their caregivers. And with current technology, pneumonia is only identified at progressed stages. This greatly reduces the chances of child survival. There is also no early warning and monitoring system for pneumonia at the very onset. You might wonder, what are the existing technologies and solutions that tackle this problem? For one, we have chest X-ray scanning to diagnose pneumonia, but children under the age of 5 cannot be exposed to radiation because it is harmful. Blood tests are also used under sputum culture and also individual pulse oximetry, but none of these is very efficient in detecting pneumonia. In K Health, we believe that providing the right information in the right hands, at the right time, will go a long way into reducing these infant mortalities due to pneumonia. We came together and developed a system to identify pediatric pneumonia at the early stages. It also aims to provide personalized care to the patient by giving you information on your hands, as the caregiver or the parent. Our data for this project was mainly gathered through interviews with renowned physicians from our local Kenyatta University Teaching and Research and Referral Hospital. We also had access to a 3-year-old pneumonia patient whom we interacted with. Secondarily, we researched information from well-documented sources, including the World Health Organization and the Kenya Ministry of Health. Our data for this project was in a structured format. And it had 4 columns in terms of the predictor variables and 1 column in terms of the dependent variable. We took into account temperature, heart rate, respiratory rate, and oxygen saturation as body parameters. We used more than 7 technologies for this project. First of all, artificial intelligence and machine learning, which powered our pneumonia detection. Secondly, the Huawei Minds Polite, which was the AI engine for development and efficient deployment of our AI application. Thirdly, the whole project was a series of data analysis from data from the sensors, and it was used to generate a variety of data for processing and predictions. We also included a database system to store our data in a central place. Our mobile application was built using Flutter, and it was Android-based to visualize our parameters and show notifications. We also used the Huawei HMS machine learning kit, upon which the AI application was built and deployed through an Android development environment. The project also implemented an Internet of Things technology, which was seen through the implementation of smart wearable device, which had sensors. Lastly, data visualization through the application that could show us charts and graphs for our data. The experimental design, our data was obtained from publicly available source, which was a data world. The model of choice was artificial neural network, which performed at an accuracy of 0.75. But this was from a choice of many others, including logistic regression, support vector machine, and the KNN classifier. On the right side, you see the error rate K value, for which between 25 and 40 had the least mean error in terms of the K value. Testing and results for this project. We were able to generate data to simulate the raised body parameters because we could not have access during the later stages of the development of this project. And simulating these body parameters, we are able to analyze the data, and through the graph, it could show that there was pneumonia onset from around 0.17. That is the time when the data was collected, and with the different body parameters. So the model could predict pneumonia from the data, as has been shown. So this is a demonstration, the video. I would like to play it for about 3 minutes.
K-Health from Kenya. Arrangement that constitutes an IoT device to monitor and detect pneumonia in kids earlier on. Below the Team K-Health from Kenya. We have a simple arrangement that constitutes an IoT device to monitor and detect pneumonia in kids earlier on, below the age of 5. It also uses cloud, the Huawei cloud, and an Android application to transmit and visualize data. In this setup, we take the parameters of oxygen level from the body and also heartbeat, the pulse rate. In combination with the temperature, the machine learning model via big data can be able to predict the onset of pneumonia early on.
The system design included the following technologies: Internet of Things, big data, machine learning, cloud, and mobile application. On the mobile application, we used Flutter framework to build the app. We also used the Mindspo Lite through the HMS ML kit from Huawei to deploy our model after training to the mobile application. Overall, this was the Internet of Things application. Data was collected from the sensors and sent to the mobile application via Bluetooth. The mobile application has the model that uses the data to predict pneumonia. The machine learning model was trained using dataset from Data World by World Health Organization about children with pneumonia and those without. So the data is in the format of temperature, heart rate, respiratory rate, oxygen saturation, and pneumonia after data pre-processing. So this data, the various variables had a number of correlations, as can be seen from that you could deduct from this correlation map. The machine learning model that we used was a choice from a range of algorithms that we arrived at. We had naive-Bayes classifier, which performed well. We also tried logistic regression and KNN, K nearest neighbors. Again, we tried support vector machine that had different performance matrices. And finally, we settled on the artificial neural network that we could easily implement with MindSpo. So this is because the artificial neural network is fault tolerant for most cases. Also, we chose it because of its ability to learn and model nonlinear and complex relationships.
That is the end of the video. Let me proceed. The entire model of the project, in terms of the revenue model, we intend to partner with non-governmental organizations and the local county governments in the country, which aim to reduce early child death in Africa. So this would be through the sales of wearable devices. Also, we could integrate the application as platform as a service to detect and track other chronic respiratory illnesses in terms of contributing to the epidemiology of the country. These could be through annual and...
Thank you for your wonderful speech. But our time's up. Yeah. Okay, now you have 5 minutes to answer our judges' questions. And please turn off your work. Turn off your work, then you can see our judges. Yeah, can you see us now?
Yes.
Okay, be confident. Don't be so sad. Well, you already did a very good performance, okay? So now, yes, be ready to answer the question from our judges in 5 minutes. Be ready, start. Okay.
I have a question. Now you mainly monitor 4 indicators. So why these 4 indicators? Have you got any professional inputs? Do these 4 indicators be able to reflect one's health status?
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear the question? Did you hear the question from Judge?
Yes, I could not understand though. It was in Chinese.
Okay, you didn't connect our translator, right? So, okay, please one more time. The data can reflect the people's reaction? Yeah. Okay, okay, is the data can reflect the people's reaction?
The data currently is entirely based on the body parameters that we are taking from the sensors that have been attached to different body parts. So it cannot really, it's not really linked to tell reaction from people at this time, but I think that could be implemented to be able to tell reactions by analyzing even text or speech through NLP implementation on the platform. Currently, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, one more question. How large is the data that is used to train the model? So the size of the data, and what is the accuracy rate?
Right now, how's the solution? How's the solution right now? What is the reaction of the solution right now? The rate of the solution of your devices, how about right now?
So right now, as I said earlier, the model could predict pneumonia with an accuracy of 75% at this point with the data that we currently have. But we intend to gather more data as we go on to clinical trials, proof of concept, we intend to increase the accuracy levels and also reduce the error margin.
How about first question? I missed, I think.
What is the relationship between the 4 indicators for you to diagnose pneumonia?
When you judge the people if they have the disease?
Yeah, that is a good question. Thank you. So the 4 indicators based on the body parameters of temperature, heart rate, oxygen saturation in the blood, and also the pulse. So there is a unique combination for all 4 to be able to produce a correct prediction for pneumonia. So they are all independent variables that have to be used together in order to make a correct prediction. So from temperature and pulse rate, of course, when you have high fever, based on the temperature and also your heart rate goes a bit lower, that is a unique signature for pneumonia, and capped with the other parameters, including oxygen saturation in the blood, to show that you do not have enough circulation.
Okay, I think because of time, only have 30 seconds, so that's all the questions from our judges. Give you one more suggestion. Please be more smile. You're doing the good things. You use the technology to bring us a better life. So thank you again. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a bit of a cold, but thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. We don't have time. Thank you. So now we will have the National University of Science and Technology team to join us. So can you hear us now? Please unmute your voice and turn on your camera, then we can see you. The National University, the City University of Hong Kong team. City University of Hong Kong team.
Hi.
Yeah,
can
sorry.
you hear me?
Yeah. Now I can hear you.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your work.
Okay.
And you have 10 minutes to describe your job and then 5 minutes later to answer the question, okay?
Okay.
Okay, be ready? 10 minutes, start.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Ethics of Timothy, and today we are going to present our innovation project, the CanC 2.0, a convenient, efficient, and comprehensive platform for lung cancer diagnosis. So here's the outline of our presentation. We will give an introduction first and then elaborate our methodology. Then we will talk about the features and prospects of this project. So let me give an introduction first. According to previous research, lung cancer is the top 1 killer cancer in Hong Kong. Therefore, it is essential for us to think about how can we test it in a simple and non-invasive way. A paper argued that sputum cytology is very useful for early detection among the at-risk population. Sputum cytology only requires patients to cough out the sputum sample, and then pathologists can make prediction by inspecting the sample under a microscope. So based on this, the existing challenges and solutions can be summarized as follows. The first one is health and cost. Although diagnosis fee varies among different patients, CT usually costs 20 to 30 times more than sputum examination. Also, the sputum examination is more convenient for patients. All they need to do is to hand in a bottle with their sputum in it to the hospital, and this simple procedure can save the patients from the long queue time. Another problem for the traditional workflow is that the image that pathologists need to look into is too large. For example, you may be comfortable with this view, however, it is only a small patch of the whole image. Therefore, we can see that traditional diagnosis is quite labor-intensive and error-prone. For this, we propose to use AI to help diagnosis. And according to current research, AI can beat junior or even experienced pathologists, which is a great signal. So with the background information, let me move on to the methodology part. We propose a more convenient and efficient diagnosis workflow. Firstly, the patients need to collect their sputum using a bottle provided by the hospital. Then, he or she can use our app to reserve a diagnosis. After his sample is arrived at the hospital, the sample will go through sputum cytology, mechanical disruption, and pathology diagnosis. After that, the user will be notified of the result on our app. If the result is negative, then he or she can schedule a periodic inspection. So concretely, our distribution can be divided into 3 parts. So let's take a look at the mobile app prototype first. So here's the user interface of our CanC app. A is the home page, and user can check his or her history diagnosis and book for further bottle delivery at B. And C shows the details of the registration and delivery of the bottle, and D is a sample result, diagnosis result. So let me move on to the AI-assisted diagnosis part. So we wish to use AI model to detect pathological cells. For example, concretely, it should provide a bounding box and the corresponding class information about the detected cells. In this way, the tedious, time-consuming, and troublesome searching for suspicious cells can be reduced greatly. So here's the main flow of our model. The images are pre-processed and divided into patches first, and then the patches will be labeled by the AI classifier correspondingly. Lastly, the patch level prediction will be merged into the bounding boxes. We further propose a novel data sharing mechanism, that is the data renting. So here's some background information. Currently, researchers have pointed out that the shared medical data is quite insufficient, and this problem has greatly hindered the medical research. What's worse, even for the public datasets like dbGaP and UK Biobank, it is also difficult to get the data. You can find many people asking on the internet about how to access the dbGaP study, and actually, without a PhD degree, he or she won't be able to apply for this data. Even though the application process is quite complicated, and it may take several months before the approval is granted. And as we know, without proper datasets, researchers it's almost impossible to develop or validate their AI models. So the real-life dilemma is that data provider may not want to share their data, and brilliant developers may not have sufficient data to train and validate their models. So instead of requesting data providers to make their data fully public, how about data renting? So the idea is that the tedious contract signing stuff can be done between data provider and Huawei Cloud. Because these two are normally two big organizations, and they are more capable to bear the efforts in contract sign and the corresponding legal responsibility. So after that, the data provider can distribute some sample data to the public, and interested developers can use the data stored on the cloud and the computing resources to train their model. After that, they will need to pay the rent. Then, however, meanwhile, developers won't be able to directly access the data on the cloud, and Huawei Cloud is responsible to detect and stop any attempt to steal the data. Our CanC app can play a positive role in this loop as well. Firstly, our app provides a handy user interface for data collection and digitalization. After the data provider has signed a contract with Huawei Cloud, our platform will transfer the data to the cloud in a secured manner. After introducing our methodology, let me summarize the features of our project. So firstly, our app is very easy to use, and users can check their status of the booking and diagnosis, which is the visibility here. Also, with this app, patients and doctors can communicate more conveniently. Secondly, we introduce AI-assisted diagnosis to reduce human experts' workload, which can produce more objective and accurate results as well. Lastly, the data renting idea can help alleviate the scarcity of shared medical data. Then, let me talk about the prospects of this project. Another great advantage of this project is decoupling, making the whole process more flexible and convenient. The benefits of various stakeholders are listed as follows. Firstly, we break down the whole diagnosis process into several steps, and patients and doctors can finish each step at their convenience. Secondly, developers can get rid of contract signing with data providers and can focus more on model development. Lastly, data providers do not need to worry about data organization, digitalization, and protection because CASI app, more professionals like CASI app and Huawei Cloud can help. In this way, each entity in this flow can focus on their specialization and use their strengths to help each other. We think sustainable development can be maintained in this project as well. For patients, they can get proper treatment as soon as possible, and the diagnosis process is more convenient and flexible for both patients and doctors. Secondly, hospitals can reduce the needs of pathologists and get paid when sharing data to others. Lastly, developers can get more medical datasets more conveniently to train and validate the AI models. In conclusion, for the lung cancer early detection pipeline, our contribution can be divided into three parts. The first one is the convenient app for online reservation, consultation, and timely result checking, which is more convenient and flexible than traditional approach. Secondly, we propose an AI model for pathological cells detection and classification to reduce the workload for human experts. Lastly, we propose a new data sharing mechanism, that is the data renting, to make medical data more accessible for researchers. Here are the references, and thank you very much for listening. Do you have any questions?
Okay. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you. Now, please, turn off your work. Then you can see us.
Sorry, can you see me now?
No, I cannot see you.
Sorry, let me.
Yeah. Okay.
So can we? Sorry, I'm trying to deal with some technical problem, and can I begin the Q&A problem session now? And I will turn on my camera as soon as I can solve it.
I'll give you a minute. You just stop the sharing. Stop sharing, and then stop the camera. I think then you can see us. Hello? Okay. She mute her voice and turn off the camera. Let's give her just 1 or 2 minutes. Well, later we will have 5 minutes on judges' questions and the competitors' answers. Can you hear me now? The student from the City University of Hong Kong?
Yes, we can. But I think our presenter's application just got some bugs.
Okay, now I can see you. Now I can see you. Now I can see you finally. Okay, now you have 5 minutes for the Q&A. Okay, are you ready? Hello?
Sorry, our main presenter is not back yet. Could you please give us like 1 more minute?
Okay, 1 more minute. So soon we will have like 3 teams from National University of Science and Technology, Singapore Polytechnic team, and Lahore University of Management Science team will be continue later. And hope everybody be ready, not like this. So what is she doing?
I think there's something wrong with her WeLink application.
Now we don't need the application. We only need you to back and answer the question from the judges. We don't need the application anymore.
She's in the waiting room. Could you please let her in?
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much.
And also, I want to mention others competitors. Please check your language channel in the correct way, like English channel or Chinese channel. Please check. So later, then you can hear from our translators' question. Yeah, translator will translate the judge's question because they are using the Chinese, and our translator will translate in English. So please check you're using the correct channel, English channel. Okay. I think we only can wait like 1 minute more, okay? Because for other competitors, should be fair. Okay, 1 minute couldn't be more. 我们再给多1分钟的时间等待，好吧？
Yeah, maybe we'll answer the questions instead, since there might be some issues require more time. Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, we're ready for the questions.
Which is the most outstanding or the most important feature of your work? The data ranking or the use AI to diagnose your disease?
Okay, thank you for the question. And for this project, the most important part is the AI model, while the innovative part is the data ranking, because we first raised this idea, and there's no prior works as our research has shown till now. But we also just raised this idea, but we haven't developed further into that. So the most important part is the AI diagnosis model, while the innovative part is data ranking.
Okay, there was two questions. And another question is you means the data ranking can be more safer, but have you considered the federal learning used in your data ranking?
Sorry, I didn't hear the feature you mentioned.
Federal learning. The federal learning. Have you heard about this technology? Yes.
Not really.
I think it's a Linux, right?
方学习
Federal
learning.
Okay.
哎，我问一下，你们在这个
I have a question. What is the deliverable of the project? Is it an application for consumers so that they can better check their health conditions? What is the deliverable of this project?
Thank you for the question. And here, actually, we propose our contribution as a whole workflow. And the application is just part of the workflow, which is the interface. The users, like the patient and the doctor, could use that to assess our service. While what we propose is a whole workflow, including the applications, maintenance, and providing, and also the AI diagnosis, which could help the doctors to diagnose the patient's situation, and also the data renting idea, which could provide more data available to the developer, while also make some profits to the data providers. Did I answer your question correctly?
I have one more question. After the sputum is provided by patients, do you put it in the microscope, or do you detect some bio indicators to do AI analysis?
Yeah, we just use a picture of the cells under the microscope, and we just analyze the images by computer vision technology.
What are the resolution requirements for the image?
It could be various due to the data provider. If you provide a picture with a higher quality, then the result will be more accurate. And there's no like hard requests on the data provided.
那其实从这个角度来讲，我做其他的病灶领域，跟我举的例如排列进行病理图片分析，从本质上来。
So I think there's no difference between the lesion, the images of other lesion and the sputum.
Could this method be generalized to other kind of diseases?
不是，我是说，假设说有一个人。
No, not really. If a person suspects he has lung cancer, he will do some pathological diagnosis of his cells. Now, you do not examine cells, but you examine sputum. Both is pathological diagnosis.
Question. And our contribution in this part is that we enhance the current AI model for recognizing the sick cells, so we can achieve a higher accuracy than the current method, and it's more efficient.
Okay, I think that's all for all the questions from our judges. Thank you for your answer. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank the team from the City University of Hong Kong. Thank you. And then we will have the National University of Science and Technology team to join us. Okay, please unmute your voice and turn on your camera. Then we can see you. Li Feng, right?
Okay, can you hear me, everyone?
Yeah, I can see you right now. And hear you very clearly. Please put your work on the screen, then we can share your work. You can see it.
I have shared my work. Can you see my work?
Yeah, now I can see you. Okay, you have 10 minutes to describe your work, and later we'll have 5 minutes for the Q&A. Are you ready now?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, 10 minutes, start.
Okay, so we build houses, or we know how to build a house, or we know someone who builds houses. But either way, we are familiar with what type of challenges that comes when constructing a house. Now, if I ask you that, can you guarantee me the house which you have thought of in your mind, after actually constructing it, will it be exactly like you had imagined it to be? I mean, the same house where you're going to spend your hard-earned life savings. Now, imagine, what if I tell you that you could not only see that house, but you can also walk and feel it before it's constructed. The current solution in architectural visualization is through conventional 2D static rendering, which is just a single image or a video-based rendering. This approach has lack of immersion, plus there are a lot of blind spots. Also, there is no spatial data in which the user can acquire from these conventional 3D rendered visuals. And based on statistics, 34% of home buyers, they are not satisfied with conventional 3D renderings. And lack of visualization in design and development leads to rework costs, which is roughly $450 billion of losses every year to the entire construction industry. And where 20% of construction projects are run over scheduled and 80% are over budget. So conventional 2D, 3D rendering, they are not enough. To solve this problem, we have brought up Homeism, using state-of-the-art AI algorithms combined with augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality to provide you architectural and smart construction solution towards the development sector. The client user, they can actually walk into their pre-constructed building in real time, having an immersive view and satisfactory transition into their future home. Our services include on-site visualization, on-plan visualization, 3D walking, VR walking, interactive brochures, and architecture and design. Now, this is one of our mixed reality solutions. As you can see, the person wearing the mobile mixed reality headset and using a normal smartphone device, he can walk into his pre-constructed home on site, giving him the virtual and real-world experience on the go, exploring in exterior and interior, all being rendered in real time on a smartphone. No expensive MR device or HoloLens is required. As you can see, the home is exactly where it should have been with respect to land position. And this is our augmented reality-based solution for the clients who wishes to see exteriors of their building or house on a floor plan. Plus, this gives an extra edge for the builders to show their sites instead of conventional miniature clay models. So now it's super portable and engaging. All thanks to Huawei cloud clusters, the image tracking is done via training the feature points of the target image quickly and efficiently on their powerful clusters. And this is our It's compatible with both Android and iOS mobile devices. And this is portable solution for builders who are selling their commercial apartments or penthouses, who want to give presentations, or for interior decors who want to showcase or validate their designs on the go to their clients. And this is our virtual reality solution for the highest quality of immersion and realistic approach for the buyer to see and walk into their home to validate and confirm the final design. Because this is the thing that actually breaks the barrier between a conventional 2D, 3D rendering to actually being present in that environment. You can tell that this is the wall color I want with this furniture, and this is the floor marble I want to continue with. And for builders who are making townships or societies, now they don't need to make sample homes costing them millions to show their clients that this is the quality of design we are providing. Or for commercial property dealers who are selling their apartments, now they can technically carry the entire building in their hand, especially in property expos where the buyer needs to be convinced for onboarding. And this is how the VR solution looks from outside. As you can see, the person is interacting using Oculus powered by Facebook. And we also provide a smart interior design solution for post-construction, saving time and hassle. This is our augmented reality-based solution for furniture placement. And this is our AR-based wall and floor designing solution. Our workflow, how it works, we require 2D structure drawing or we make it. If you have it, what we do, we take your 2D structure drawing and we create a digital 3D elevation model, and based on the client's requirement, we either make you an augmented reality app, a mixed reality app, or a virtual reality based app. And then we approve it to the client until he has any revisions, and then the final delivery is made. If it's an augmented reality, it will be a mobile based app. If it's a VR, then it will be a VR based, Oculus based app. And these are our target audiences, as we are targeting builders, architects, and interiors. And I have explained what role and benefit each possesses in the previous demos. The services which we are providing, these are mainly tools. And these tools, if you are a builder or a commercial property seller, they will increase your sales. And if you are a property or a buyer who wishes to make his dream home, these tools will help you in early discovery and correction in your design flaws. For interior decors and architects, they can validate their designs. And in the overall construction life cycle, our tools and services will decrease both cost and time, and our tools and services are contributing towards smart construction. And the core purpose of our company is to minimize the buying journey, the hassle, and the decision which the buyer has to take, because he is investing his life savings, and we want to make sure that he gets that luxury comfort deserved. Most of our competitors are using conventional 2D renderings, and some of the 3D VR based competitors, their services are extremely costly. Their virtual experience is non-realistic and bulky, and also top of it, their VR services requires an expensive computer which powers their VR headset. Thus, it is non-portable. Whereas our solution is extremely optimized, highly realistic, along with a complete extended reality-based solution covering AR, VR, MR, and even mobile devices with 6 degrees of freedom visualization. Even in the international market survey, companies still lack a complete extended reality platform. Again, requires expensive computer, and their costs are 4 times more, plus we are 2 times more efficient. Our business model is simple. We charge per square feet, and our journey so far, we have validated our designs with 4 commercial projects for clients in Pakistan country. And for the market size, it's a huge market size. The 3D visualization market size is growing every year, 63%. And just based on global market, it was $1 billion market, 26.3. And this is our team. And we are architects, we are engineers, we are designers. And I would like to say that in the end, back in the day, 3-4 decades ago, the best means to sell real estate was through a newspaper. Then virtual drawing came, then visual television commercials. But now this technology is the future, because bricks, they can only build you a house. They cannot provide you the comfort and the luxury of a home, because a home is somewhere where we feel a piece of comfort and a sense of relief. And submerging these ideas into our minds, we have brought up homeism, the one and true virtual solution to your desires for a perfect home, or a very powerful tool to sell and market that perfect home. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again. Wonderful speech with passion. Thank you. And now be ready for the 5 minutes Q&A, okay?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now we welcome our judges to ask the question. 5 minutes, start.
Your work seems so interesting to me, and I have a question. Is Home Vision is a platform or a library or an app?
Okay, Homeism is the name of our startup, and Homeism provides you apps and customized, bespoke, tailored solutions to your desires for your marketing needs or for your construction needs or in the overall real estate. Depending on you, we custom make solutions for you. Hello?
Hello.
I noticed that there is one slide. How many projects are now using your product? Have you got a software? Has it been put into use? And what is the result of the...
Can you hear the question from our judges?
I'm so sorry. Can you please repeat that? I accidentally forgot to turn off the English transition.
I think you can check the button, the right button. There is a channel of English channel. Please check.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so I'll repeat the question. So I wonder, how far have you gone with your software? Have you got a software? Has it been put into use? And what is the result?
Okay. So far as I have explained in one of the presentation slides, we have already covered 4 commercial projects, and every day we are growing. We are targeting international market, and for the software, we are continuously developing and iterating the software for more advanced tracking and more better in terms of optimization. So we are growing and improving every day.
You know, in China, we have similar products. I don't know if you have ever heard about that.
Right. Yes, I've not heard about specifically about China. I mean, I know, but I don't know. I don't remember the names. But yes, I know there are international competitors. I know. Yes.
So compared with the competitors, what do you think is your advantage?
With respect to our competitors, our prices are 3 to 4 times less. In the international market, it's around from $12,000 up to $20,000, whereas our prices are for $2,500 to $3,000. And our solution is completely portable. It does not require any computer. It's completely portable. It's highly optimized to run inside in a standalone Oculus device, as well as on any Android or iOS devices, because we have highly optimized it in terms of texture quality and compression algorithms. That's why we are, with respect to our competitors, we are in optimization, in price, and in multi-platform. We are covering AR, VR, MR.
Okay, I think that's all the questions from our judges. Thank you again. And by the way, I like your passionate. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, so then we will have the team of the Singapore Polytechnic, to join us. So please unmute your voice, turn on your camera. Hello? Yeah, I can see you right now.
Hello?
Yeah, and please put your work on the screen, then we can see it. Okay, now we can see it. So you have 10 minutes to describe your work, and then later we'll have 5 minutes for the Q&A. So are you ready now?
Yep.
Okay, 10 minutes, start.
Good afternoon, judges and audience. My name is Takif, and today with me is Injin and Bawana. We are from Singapore Polytechnic. Today, we'll be presenting our mobile application, Rementia. Here's the problem statement we formulated before starting this project, which is, how can we ease the lives of dementia patients through the use of a mobile app? So, what is dementia? Dementia is the deterioration in cognitive function. Along with that, patients also experience reduced intellectual abilities, impaired mobility, stability, and spatial awareness issues. On top of that, they also lose memories and have issues planning. Hence, patients are unable to live their lives safely and independently. Before we begin, here are the symptoms of dementia, which includes forgetfulness, losing track of time, getting lost, forgetting events and names, inability to communicate properly, difficulty in remembering friends and relatives, and difficulty walking. We have two areas of interest going to this, namely patients with early stage dementia and caretakers and loved ones of dementia patients. For existing solutions, there exist therapies, medications, and counseling for patients, but they are heavily reliant on a helper, which adds more burden on the caretaker and removes agency from the patient. Apart from our app, there exists an app called House of Memories. It is a museum-led dementia awareness program. It offers training and access to resources. Patients can explore objects from the past and share memories together and create personal albums by saving images of their fond memories. Our idea is to develop an Android application that assists patients and caretakers. It includes features for caretakers to know more about their patient's daily routine, location, medication, and daily troubles. It is a great way to connect patients and caretakers. So, what separates our idea from the existing solutions? The House of Memories app only focuses on the patients, while Rementia focuses on both caretaker and patient. It reduces the burden on caretaker by using the app. As an overview, our feature includes a memory lane, profile page, medication reminder, fall detector, calendar, daily planner, GPS, and forgetfulness summary.
Walk you through our app, which is called Rementia. First, when the patient logs in, they will need to go through a verification process by email. Currently, this version of the app is made to accommodate 2 users under one account for both the patient and the caretaker. Once verified, they'll be greeted by the homepage, in which there are the main features like the medication reminder, the daily planner, the memory link, the GPS, calendar, and summary. And from inside the navigation bar, the users can access account-related things and settings. The profile page can be accessed from inside the navigation jar, and it displays information about the patient and their close contacts. So information about close friends and families can be saved this way, which can be looked up easily whenever needed. Next feature is a daily planner, which can be used to keep track of the patient's activities for the day, so they can list out what they need to do, what they've done, and this will help reduce burden on the caretaker to keep track of the patient's every activity and keep reminding them of what to do. Next is the memory lane. This is where patients are able to record their memories in the form of an image and a voice recording of themselves. A memory can then be titled and dated, which can be reviewed later when the patient wants to remember something they forgot. The GPS feature will always show the location of the patient and their home. So in case the patient wanders or gets lost, they can navigate safely back home or ask for help to anyone nearby. Then we have the calendar or event reminder to keep track of future important events. Patients are able to save the name of the event, the location, and general notes about what to do for the event, and it will be added to their Google Calendar.
Next, we have the medication reminder, where the caretaker can input the name of the medicine, intended dosage, and set the time they need to take it to get notifications accordingly. Moving forward, we have the forgetfulness meter. This feature allows the caretaker to monitor the patient's progress and condition. The caretaker will be able to update their review of the patient daily, and results will be displayed in the summary page. The forgetfulness rating will be displayed in a graph across the week, through which family members can learn better about the patient's condition. Additionally, we have the fall detector that will detect if the patient suffers a fall. Once the patient fall is detected, there will be a pop-up asking if they need to ask for help. With just one click, the patient can contact the police, ambulance, or the caretaker. This feature can be toggled on or off in the settings, and it runs in the background, which means that the fall detector runs even when the app is closed and will relaunch the fall detector feature even when the phone has been rebooted. Finally, we have the About Us page that displays information about the app, the developers, and how to reach them. And we also have the About Dementia page, which leads to a web view that will display information on dementia by WHO. These are some of the pros and cons of our app. Our app helps to reduce the burden of the caretaker, allows family members to track the progress of the patient, which will help them prepare themselves mentally for what's to come, and finally enable the patient to be more self-reliant. However, since dementia is a very nuanced kind of illness, there are limitations to what an app can accomplish, which still requires the help of a caretaker. Patients might also face difficulty using the app if they are unfamiliar with technology. And finally, our app will not be able to help with severe or late stage of dementia. To further improve our app, we are planning to use biometrics for login system, where patients can use either their fingerprint or facial recognition for easier access to the app. A SOS, which sends a help message to nearby devices via Bluetooth if the patient ever gets lost. Next, we are also planning to implement a smart album which matches images in memory lane with the people listed in the profile. We also have plans to have a feature called ChatMate that will be linked to a smart wearable to detect heart rate and stress levels. A chatbot that can initiate friendly conversations with the patient to help provide emotional support depending on the patient's mental state, which is determined by the matrix in the wearable. We also wish to work on the linking of patient and caretaker account by separating the app interface into two versions to streamline the use of the app for the patients as well as to protect their privacy. Finally, have an audio file transcription to document patients reading into a journal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think there are 3 members to give us the presentation, right? Okay, now we have 5 minutes for Q&A. Are you ready? Can you hear us now? Okay. Okay, 5 minutes, now start.
我有几个问题。
I have several questions. First, what specific Huawei technologies do you use in this project?
Hi. Can you hear us? I think you need to change the language channel in the bottom right. Yeah, bottom right of the screen. Please check. Are we in the correct channel?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Okay.
Okay. Can you tell me in your project which technology or method of Huawei your project have used?
We had plans to implement Huawei's technology such as the MLK. However, due to unfortunate circumstances, we didn't have enough time to have the access to it. And so for now, it remains as an idea that we will be implementing in the future.
So which aspect of the technology you will use of the Huawei ICT technology in the future?
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? So what's the application of Huawei? Yeah.
Okay. So for example, the audio file transcription, there is an ML machine learning kit that's provided by Huawei that we can use. And also for chatbots, it can also be used using Huawei's technology. And so there are a few that we can use.
Okay, I think that's all the question from our judges. Okay, thank you again. Thank the team from the Singapore Polytechnic Team 2. This is Team 2. We have 2 teams from this school. Later in the later sessions, we will have another one. So now we would like to have the Lahore University of Management Science team to join us. Okay, please unmute your voice and turn on your camera. Hello? Hello?
Hello, is this Bultaru's number? Am I audible?
We can see you. We can see you. Okay. Please put your work on the screen, then we can see it.
Okay, let me share. Can you see my presentation?
Yeah, now we can see. Just one second. Just one second. And now we can see. Okay, now you have 10 minutes to describe your job, and then we have 5 minutes for the Q&A. Are you ready now?
Yeah.
Okay, 10 minutes, start.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this is Omar Farooq, and our startup name is Bolte Haroop. And Bolte Haroop startup we started when we got to know about the visually impaired community problems in the world. In our country, when we first find out that the visually impaired community, actually in our country, if we can see just like example, this is Hassan, my teammate's brother, and Hassan is in the 9th grade student, but he does not get the books in Braille because they read in the Braille. They are visually impaired students, but books are being written in the textbooks, but not in Braille. So visually impaired student has to make their own books, and it takes almost 6 months to make their own books with their hands. And you know, this is the braille slate through which they make their own books, and through which their hand gets many times injured because this pin they has to put in this hole with their hand and they can't see. So sometimes they put this pin in their hand, and due to this their hand got injured. And this is one of the biggest problem they get in their education. And the second problem which they have, actually the braille doesn't know, the parents and teachers doesn't know the braille. So it is very hard for the parents and majority of the teachers to help visually impaired students because they doesn't know braille. So, and if you know the global scale, there are almost 285 visually impaired students in the world, and more than 90% could not able to their complete graduation because of these hurdles in education, and due to which 70%, more than 70% is unemployment in the world, and global economic loss is $410 billion due to exclusion of these people. So first, we started our journey by automating the whole curriculum, all the text into Braille. You can just copy and paste in our software anything, whatever you want to convert in Braille. So it will convert months and years work in Braille within few seconds. You just need to proofread and everything will be available in the Braille. And for second problem, you can see there is left hand side the Braille document, the traditional document. You cannot read what is written there, but you can read what is written in right hand side book. Because, and you know, the beauty of this document is not only you can see the graphics, but there are also tactile graphics available. So not only the people who have eyes they can see the graphics, but the people who does not have eyes they can also actually feel the graphic, because there is tactile graphics in this whole picture, and we made this through our software completely. So this almost to $4.4 billion global market right now, which we are targeting. But we are targeting right now only $5 billion current Braille books and documents market. This is our competitor. Inclusive Braille books, inclusive education concept is uniquely new in our uh, software. And for business model, we are licensing of a software translation module. And second, we are also providing inclusive Braille book document services uh, to the companies. We have B2C model for visually impaired students, B2B for banks, other organizations who want Braille bills, Braille documents, anything. For we have B2G model for government to make convert whole curriculum into Braille. In our journey so far, we started pilot projects in August with government bodies, National Foundation, Pakistan Civil Foundation, and we were very appreciated by the government. Even President of Pakistan and Governor State Bank came into our soft launch, and we were also invited in Princess Lady. This is the President of Pakistan, which came in our launching ceremony, and this is Princess of UAE, which invited us because of our work, and we also got some awards recently. And we want to actually convert whole curriculum into Braille in 2022, and by 2023 we want to convert all science and technology books, shaped books into Braille for visually impaired students, and we want to also provide our services to all the public sector and private sector for bills, inclusive document services for inclusive education, inclusive environment for visually impaired community. I am CEO of, and this is Adil. He is also a visually impaired person but has MS in computer sciences, who is completely doing QA. And this is Rabesh, who is CTO, has background of computer sciences. This is Ari Jawad, who has background of BBA and taking care of operations. This is our advisory board. We have Chairman Zagam Rizvi, who is also Chairman of Prime Minister and Pakistan Housing Scheme. This is Vice Chair Wanda Lakhani, who is also Chairperson of the Special Olympics Pakistan, and she is Sawat Naseem. She is Managing Director of Zamin Group, and we have also two executive board members who belongs to corporate and academia. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your introducing. Thank you. And now please turn off your PPT and then you can see us. Okay, can you see us right now? Yeah, please check your language channel. Are you in English channel? It's on the bottom of the right corner.
Yeah, I have already ticked English.
Okay,
channel.
English channel. Okay, now we have 5 minutes for this sessions, Q&A sessions. Now let's welcome our judges to ask the question. 5 minutes start.
我看见你的系统当中会有这个正常的文本表变换成。
In your system, I think there is a feature you can convert normal language into Braille. So do you also support conversion of speech into Braille?
What was your last question? Right now, we have not built this feature, but this is in our future goal that we will include text to speech and speech to text. Yeah, sure.
So in terms of conversion from the text to Braille, have you ever done any experiment to evaluate the accuracy rate, and what technology have you used?
We have done QA with more than 10 organizations in our country and more than 50 people who are visually impaired, and we have got concept feedback from more than 1,000 people, and we have accuracy rate right now more than 95% right now.
So what technology have you used, for example, natural language processing or other languages?
We have used desktop, this is desktop application which we build on C# language, and we are using natural language processing for converting this feature. And we have implemented all the rules and regulations which have been made by the international bodies for conversion of any text language into Braille. English has its own rules, Urdu has its own rules, Sindhi and Arabic has its own rules. And we have implemented all these rules in our technology, so they are actually using all those rules and how we have actually made this software.
I have a question. So you convert text into Braille. So after the conversion is done, do you have to print that out so that the visually impaired can use this book?
Oh, sorry, actually, I missed mid part of your question. Can you please?
So this language should be printed out or using the other way, or not printed out, or using other way to.
Yeah, actually, we had visually impaired person with us from day one, and we have complete accessibility features in this software. A visually impaired person completely use our software independently without even any external software. This software. This software first convert whatever we type or copy and paste in text language, English, or Urdu, Arabic, or Sindhi. It first is convert into the Braille language. Then we have a special printer which is we call embosser. And when we put when they put the button of embosser, that printer, special printer, actually print all the Braille in the document, and they get that document whatever they want to have.
Okay, that's all the questions from our judges, and thank you again. Thank you for your wonderful answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And that's all the six teams for the first part of the afternoon sessions. Now we will have the 15 minutes break. I will see you later. Yeah, 15 minutes break. I'll see you later. 好的，接下来我们有15分钟休息时间。 Okay, welcome back to the innovation competition of Huawei ICT competition 2021 to 2022 global finals. So now we will have 6 teams one by one to give us the presentation. So now we will give the floor to the next team, Team Singapore Polytechnic, Team 1. Are you with us now, Polytechnic? Hello, please unmute your voice and turn on your camera.
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah, you already put your presentation on the screen. And now please check your channel, your language channel. Are you in English channel?
Yes, we are in the English channel.
Okay. Everything is be ready right now. You have 10 minutes to describe your job, and then we will have the 5 minutes to answer the question from the judges. Okay, 10 minutes, ready, start.
Good afternoon, esteemed judges. We are Singapore Polytechnic's Innovation Team 1. My name is Kelvin Lu Dingzi, and with me are...
I'm Jaren Zheng Wei Rong.
I'm Kok Sun Guo Shun. And today we'll be sharing with you our ICT project Smart ER. Before we begin, I implore you to consider this scenario. Your child is experiencing an abnormally high fever, and you are rushed to the emergency department, also known as the ER, emergency room, or A&E, ambulance and emergency, only to be met with a chaotic room with large crowds and doctors running about. You were told to wait an hour or two before a doctor is available to tend to your child. Well, this is the harsh everyday reality of an ER, and the scariest part is that you never know when you or your loved ones may need to go there. Based on data gathered by Singapore's Ministry of Health, there is at least an hour of waiting time for over 50% of the patients, with some patients waiting for more than 2 hours before being attended to at the ER in Singapore. On average, each ER in Singapore sees a whopping 280 patients per day. Furthermore, due to the recent COVID pandemic, the number of visits in the emergency department has risen to about 650 per day, causing even more chaos and even longer waiting times. To better illustrate these points, we prepared a short video. Currently, various systems are being employed to ensure smooth operations in the emergency room. These mainly include manual processes such as calling of names, paper queue tickets, and triaging. As triaging is a key aspect of our solution, I would like to further elaborate on it. Triaging is a process where the medical worker would assess the patient and determine the severity of their case, putting them into categories of priority, thus improving efficiency through better allocation of manpower. The triaging scale referenced in our project is the Patient Equity Category Scale, PACS, which is currently being used in Singapore hospitals. With this in mind, my team would like to help mitigate the effects of the global shortage of healthcare workers, made worse by the pandemic, and improve efficiency in emergency rooms through automation. With all the problems in mind, the solution that we would like to propose is an automatic triaging and patient notification system. Through automation of various manual processes currently practiced, our goal is to tackle the ongoing healthcare shortages and inefficiencies in the ER. This will free up manpower for other medical services and reduce workloads of staff while providing peace of mind to the patients who will be attended to sooner. This is a quick overview of our design. We've employed the use of a Raspberry Pi to act as the brains of the kiosk, connected to a microphone to record audio for speech processing, and an ultrasonic sensor for contactless activation. The recorded data is sent to Huawei Speech Interaction Services to perform speech to text. The result is then sent to Huawei's Model Arts to perform the automatic triaging, and its outputs will then be stored in the database and accessed through a hosted web application with queue numbers and important notifications sent through SMS. Most of our solution is based on Huawei Cloud Services, as it is both easy to use and secure. We used it to deploy a MySQL database using GaussDB, and to provide mobile notifications, cloud web hosting, we use Huawei's messages and SMS, and Elastic Cloud Services, respectively. Our solution mainly revolves around AI technology. To process speech, we use Huawei's Speech Interaction Services to translate user voice input into text that can be processed by our natural language processing model. The processed text will then be sent via a REST API call to Model Arts that runs the NLP model. Another Huawei cloud service in our project is Model Arts. We have deployed this service to easily manage training data through auto-filtering and auto-labeling, train our model, and provide inference results through deployment of our model as a real-time service. Our NLP model is trained by fine-tuning the BERT model to do sentiment analysis. This enables it to automatically categorize text into levels using the PACS triaging scale mentioned previously. We generated our own dataset with OpenAI's GPT-3, as we could not find relevant data online, as it may be considered as sensitive information. To better facilitate communications between healthcare personnel, we also created an easily accessible multi-platform remote management panel using Node.js running as a web application on the Elastic Cloud service on Huawei Cloud. Now that we have discussed the various technologies used in our solution, we would like to show you a short demo video of our working prototype. Whilst working on this project, we faced multiple key challenges, namely our lack of medical knowledge, and as our dataset is partially generated based on our judgment, it may not be fully true to life and accurate. This can be addressed by gaining help from medical experts and access to healthcare records. We envision long-term potential and benefits to our project. Firstly, it has diverse use cases, and with various tweaks, it can be used as a hospital bedside assistant, hospital helpline assistant, mass casualty management, and even post-pandemic management. We believe that our project will greatly impact healthcare and benefit government agencies, hospitals, clinics, and the general public by creating a more organized and efficient emergency room. While we hope that no one here has to go to the emergency room, we think that this project will come to benefit those that walk through the intimidating gates of the ER, where every second could mean life or death. We would like to thank Huawei for providing us the ICT platform to learn about their AI and cloud services and providing us the opportunity to showcase our project to an international platform. Thank you for your kind attention.
Okay, thank you for your introducing too. And we're really fond of your page of the PDF. It's so cute. Okay, now please turn off your work and then you can see us. Okay, you can see us right now. Okay, now you have the 5 minutes for this question and answer sessions. Are you ready? Okay, so now start. 5 minutes start.
When it comes to triaging, will patients use voice or do you use some other devices? For example, do you also measure their heart rate or blood pressure to do triaging?
For this question, I think that we will be using the voice to listen to the patient's request, but it's also possible to improve it by measuring their health status to more accurately predict their emergency level. Currently, we are actually working on improving it, and we are also thinking of using, for example, AI facial expression recognition as part of our improvements of this project, including adding more sensors such as heart rate and blood pressure.
Okay, I see you used the BERT and GPT-3 in your AI technology. Yes.
Yes.
This BERT and GPT-3 was trained on a normal language dataset, but in the medical, the language is so different from the normal. Have you ever trained the nature network like the BERT and GPT-3 in the medical language dataset?
We are using the GPT-3 to come up with the synthetic data for fine-tuning our BERT model. We are not using the GPT-3 to train our model. Yes. GPT-3, we used it to generate our model. For example, if you go to a hospital, right, you would tell the nurse what problem you're having, right? So as we can't have, guys, this is a student-based project. We currently don't have true healthcare records from the hospitals, which we are trying to get currently. We are trying to collaborate more with the local hospitals to get this information and data. But for now, for our prototype, we are using GPT-3 to generate a normal speech that a hospital goer might say to the nurse, and using that to train.
Adding on to what Kelvin has said, I think with further future collaborations with hospitals, we will be able to refine our data set and model so that it will be able to better represent and predict the priority levels.
I have a question about the dataset you have developed by yourselves. What is the size of the dataset, and what do you think about the privacy protection of the dataset? What is the nature of the data in it?
Our dataset is mostly synthetic data, so there's not really a privacy concern right now. But in the future, when we collaborate with hospital, it is important to recognize this issue. And I think currently we can get this data from hospital calls for quality assurance, as we know that currently some hospitals record their calls for quality assurance. I think as for the nature of the data, yes, it is quite sensitive. However, with the current practices in place in hospitals already, they are already collecting this data. So if we can get permission from the people post, like for example, after they've gone through the ER, they can sign a form or something. As we would like to collaborate with actual hospitals on this, we would have proper permissions and go through the proper procedures to access this data.
Okay, due to the time, I only have 30 seconds. I think that's all the question from our judges. And thank you again for your wonderful answering and presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Then we will have the team of the Middlesex University. Then, yeah, you can turn off your camera right now. Okay, thank you. Okay, the Middlesex University team, are you with us now? Are you online now? Please unmute your voice and yeah, we can see you now. Okay, hello?
Hello, yes.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Please put on your presentation work on the screen, then we can share it and we can see it. Yep. Hello?
Hi, just please allow us 1 minute.
Okay.
We are on it.
So other teams should be prepared this ahead of before you, now we can see it. Okay, and you have 10 minutes for introducing your work and later have 5 minutes for the Q&A sessions, okay?
Sure.
Okay, are you ready? 10 minutes, start.
Good afternoon from UK respected judges. We are Team MDX Musketeers from Middlesex University. Today we are here for presenting our design of integrating IoT with cloud computing and blockchain for real-time analysis, monitoring and secure data transmission. As you can see, our agenda for this discussion is introduction, IoT and agriculture, security concerns, what we have seen and what will be there, blockchain for IoT, and conclusion. Let's see key facts before proceeding further. As per the Alpha Brown research conducted in Europe and North America, it is being estimated that 50% of farmers are already using IoT solutions for their farmlands, where the rest 68% were unaware how IoT can support their agriculture industry, and 12% were not interested in investing in IoT. 5% has no knowledge about this subject. The same report predicted like 70% of humans will consume more food by 2015 when compared to 2006. Here we'll see IoT-based agriculture. Large areas covered by sensor networks support the establishing smart agriculture with precision control required for variety of crops. This will differ when it comes to the traditional agriculture. System built with use of this IoT was built with two main technologies, IoT and cloud computing, where IoT used for controlling the environmental devices required for the crops, which is equipped with sensors, and cloud provides the storage and computing resources to implement the web services, which are all required for reporting us. In our IoT agriculture, Raspberry Pi is the computing device, which is the heart of our environment. This device is a low-cost computing device with a RAM support, storage of micro SD support with wireless connections, with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections, and with a huge CPU processor. The IoT device management connects with like this. So we are selecting our MQTT service, which is a lightweight push service methodology for communicating between devices. This protocol is good to work on devices with low computational powers, and it will connect directly to the cloud where it will store the data connected by the sensors. So already in market security, IoT devices are supporting agriculture and many other platforms. But why our design has a benefits in terms of IoT agriculture or IoT device is here comes the security part. This will be continued by one of my colleague, Dhawan.
Hello, respected judges. Today we will see the security concerns in the IoT-based agricultural solutions. So Internet of Things generates and depends on the data, and the data that is generated, it needs to communicate between the IoT devices and the supporting cloud with it. Recent PASTI bill by the United Kingdom highlighted the security concerns in the smart devices and all the IoT-based infrastructure that needs the integration of the blockchain paradigm, which is supposed to be the most reliable paradigm in the security when the IoT is connected with each other. Due to diversity of devices and the multitude of protocols used in the IoT system, it is very difficult to integrate the IoT devices with the traditional IT network solutions that we have. So on the right side, we can see that the popular vector for gaining access to IoT devices, it causes the problem because of the inadequate authentication and authorized procedure. So for the solution that we have deployed for our project is that the deployment of blockchain for Internet of Things. There are two modes that you can store the blockchain data. Either you can store the entire blockchain on the cloud server, or you can you can store the blockchain on the edge server with the adequate computing. Or the second method is to store the blockchain data, such as hash values on the IoT devices rather than storing the entire data due to the computing constraints and the space constraints that we have with the IoT devices, because they tend to be in the smaller scale. So in our project, we've decided to use the second method to store the hash values on the IoT devices. So this is the a diagram of the simple infrastructure that we have. So the IoT gateway here has the hash values that connects to the cloud server, which has the entire blockchain. The benefit of using this is to make sure that the transactions that are happening, we have the trustful value of the transactions, and these transactions, in terms of the data that we are generating, can be verified later on, and the data is not being manipulated. The future project and the scale up is presented here in the diagram. For this, we are focusing on the crop management, asset management, smart greenhouse, and disaster recovery as a scale up for our project. So this is a simple plan view for the research prototype system that we have prepared in our university while we were researching on this project. As you can see, there is a maintained path on which a smart car will be moving. Now the use of the smart car here, that it has a camera, it has multiple other sensors as well, and a Raspberry Pi on it that hosts that Raspberry Pi that hosts the code for it to run, and also it connects to the different systems, different systems that are greenhouse or open field systems, from which we can check if there is a disaster happening, or if there is a problem with the farm. The car can take the photo, and the farmer doesn't need to go and check the system, as well as it can receive the data from it, and it has a priority signal that can reset or report any problem to the main control center, where the farmer can see and check if there is any problem with the farmland. So this helps us with the problem solving of where the farmer needs to go around and check everything. So here is a small presentation of the project setup that we did in our university to research this. So here's the presentation of our small system that we have built in our university. The smart car, as you can see, is moving through the decided path. The plants you can take as an open environment system or a closed greenhouse environment system. The purpose remains the same. It is equipped with all the sensors, and the sensors are collecting the data and sending it to the cloud via the Raspberry Pi and the control system. The central control system, as you can see here, we have built a small house. You can take it as a warehouse or another greenhouse that you want to set up this central control system in. The central control system is equipped with a lot of sensors, such as fire sensors, air quality sensors, temperature sensors, and different actuators to maintain the parameters inside it. And the car is sending the data that is being collected from all the Raspberry Pis to the central control center via the central control system. It will go to the cloud. Thank you so much. So in the conclusion, I would like to say that by deploying this model, not only that available market models that we have for the IoT integration with the agriculture industry, we can use our solution on the top of the existing solution to just deploy the security paradigm to make it sure that the data that is coming from the farmland to the farmer that is at the remote location is secure. On top of that, it's solving the security-based and the disaster recovery-based solution. In the long term, we can say that this project will provide the ad hoc applications which are not available from the larger monitoring system in the very remote area. The total life cycle cost of the entire system is very much minimized. So theoretically, it can run for months without any human intervention. It can run fully automated as well with the secure transactions. The ability to produce the data and upload it to the cloud, the system provides access for all this data from the far location based on the internet-based design. It can predict the onset of the bad weather. So running it for the long time, we will have a large amount of data set which we can use for the artificial intelligence and machine learning programs that will predict the bad weather or the effect on the plants using the bad weather and the other paradigms so that we can maintain the environment inside it. And the data set can be used for awareness for the local community as well. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. And
thank you. Thank you, Utius, gave us such a wonderful presentation. Now you can turn off, you can turn off your file. And please check your channel, language channel. Are you in English channel?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have 5 minutes for the Q&A session. Okay? Okay, ready? Now start.
So my question is about blockchain. As far as I learned, you use hash value to achieve the correlation between data. And there is one important concept that's called a consensus mechanism, but you haven't mentioned that. I don't know if you have used such consensus mechanism, and at which node do you have this consensus mechanism?
Hello, sir. For the consensus mechanism, we decided to go with the decentralized model of the blockchain deployment for the Ethereum Lite version, but due to some technical problems, we couldn't go for it. So we finalized with the centralized based model where we put the blockchain data on the cloud while running the hash values on the edge node where the Raspberry Pi is actually hosted. So the consensus value will be on the cloud, but we are working on it to put it as close as to the edge.
Okay, my second question. So to generate hash value, how much time will it take for you to create a block? You know, a lot of data is required for agriculture, so I wonder whether you can accommodate or satisfy this demand of this large amount of data generated.
For the large amount of data that is generated, for the smaller scale project that we had for the four set of greenhouses that we were generating data from with 5 sensors in each, we were taking about 15 seconds or 20 seconds for generating a block, but this can grow and improve as we include more of the greenhouses. But at the same time, our computing power will also increase. So we are maintaining in that 10 to 15 second range.
The environment of the farm is much more complexity. Like we have the water, we have the hole, we have the rock. So how your prototype overcome these complexity environment.
Sir, if you mind repeating your question, please.
Yes, the environment of the farm is much more complexity than the lab. So how your prototype overcome this environment? Like there is water, there is hold, and there is work.
Sir, so we are currently, our prototype is small and we put it in the university environment, but use it on the real world environment as well. We have tested the car on different set from running in a guard and running in rock and other stuff. We are currently working on this issue that the car might have some trouble traveling through different terrains. So this will be improved with including a drone in it, where you can fly above the farmland and capture it. Inside the greenhouse, there will be terrain maintained, so it would be fine for a car to move inside the greenhouse. But when we talk about the open environment, we will be including the drone, so that drone can capture better from it, and the car traveling will not have an issue, and we can manipulate it using the GPS values in a very large field. So that will be the next phase of the project.
Okay, that's all the questions from our judges. Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, you can turn off your camera. Now we will have the Salahi team to join us. So now please unmute your voice and turn on your camera. The team, Salahi. We cannot see you now. Okay, we can see you right now. Okay, please share your work on the screen, then we can see it.
Can you see my screen now?
Okay, now we can see it. And please check, are you in the English channel right now? Make sure.
Yeah, I just.
Okay,
yes.
You already did it. Okay, you have 10 minutes for introducing your project, and then we have the 5 minutes for the Q&A. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you.
Okay, 10 minutes, start.
Okay, so welcome everyone, and thank you for being here. So I'll be presenting. We'll start with the content. First, a brief introduction about the project, our project objectives, the tools that we use, application functionalities, the conclusion, and then a demo video. So we all know how hard it is for disabled people to even do the normal things that we do in our daily lives. And one of the most important things is definitely communication. And due to modern tech, most of our communication is done through chatting and chat apps. That's why we thought it would be a great idea and a step forward to help disabled people to be able to also communicate using chatting apps. So our objective was to build a system that is customized in the best way possible, so that to the needs of every user, so that every user has the best experience with no differences. We aim to grab more attention to accessibility and make tech more inclusive to all kinds of people, also make the world a better place. So the tools that we used are Flutter, Firebase, VS Code, Git, and Trello board for task management. Next, we have the application functionalities. So as you can see, we have 4 types of users. We have the standard user, deaf user, blind user, and deaf-blind user. So our innovation comes for the deaf, blind, and deaf-blind users. We have studied how these people with such disabilities communicate, and we have tried to customize the app in the best way possible for them so that they can communicate in the easiest way possible with each other. Also, each user will have a different user experience and user interface. So, and these are some basic features which should be available in most chatting apps. For example, authentication, media upload, audio record, and many more. Next, we have for deaf users, we have integrated these functionalities, integrated speech to text, which will convert your voice to text. And we also have customized UI. This will all be discussed in the video. And next one, we have the blind users. We have customized voice assistant. instead of a general voice assistant so that they can use the app in the most efficient way possible. And we also use TensorFlow AI for image recognition. And next one, we have deafblind users, which is the most rare case and the most unfortunate. And we have tried to mostly focus on this user. We have tried to make it so easy for them so that they can also use chatting apps to communicate. For example, we have implemented gestures, Morse mode, which is a Morse code-based keyboard. And we have hardware buttons like using volume up, volume down, swipe navigation, vibrations. This will all be discussed in the video. And these are some of the gestures. For example, double volume up will go to the settings page. This is just an example. And in conclusion, we really think that disabled people with such disabilities have really hard time communicating. And with tech being so rich, it's really hard for them and overwhelming for them to use tech. And hopefully by building this app, we we shine light on these people. Also, we encourage other people when they are building new tech, they also should consider these people. And that's it for me. Thank you. And we will get to the video now. You cannot hear the sound?
No, we cannot.
Okay, sorry. 1 second.
Okay.
Can you hear it now?
I don't think so.
Can you hear it?
No, you didn't play.
Hello?
We can hear you, but we cannot hear the voice from the video.
Okay, is it?
No, nothing. Maybe you can introduce to
Okay,
us.
I think it's because of the channel. Just 1 second, sorry. Can you hear it now?
No, there's nothing.
Okay, sorry about this. 1 second. How about now?
No, nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, you only have 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You better maybe introduce to us.
Yeah, sure thing. Like we said, we have 4 types of users, which are normal, deaf, blind, and deafblind. And for the functionalities, I'll play the video and talk about it. So first one we have is the normal users, which have all the applications that a normal chatting application will have. We can also search the friend list. We can search for users. We can also chat with them. And we can also, this is the settings page. You can change all your information. These are for normal users. And you can change the toggle between dark and light mode. And we also have a translation. Next one is the deaf users. For deaf users, we have tried to implement speech to text so that when you are talking to a deaf person, it will convert, if you send a voice message, it will convert it to text and then send it to him. So because deaf person can hear, that's why they need to have it in text, and it will convert it to text. And we have customized UI in a way that is, you can't send voice message to deaf people because they can't really hear it. That's why we removed it for deaf users specifically. Other people, other users can be sent. And the next one we have is the blind users. We have TensorFlow AI, which, as you can see in the video, because unfortunately the voice is not playing, it will say what's in the image. For example, lemons and oranges. It will tell you in the because blind person can't see what the image is. It will tell you in the in voice, and they also use voice assistant. We have customized each of them so that the audio, let's say here, it will read the name, it will check the message, it will check the audio, and it will tell you like what the person sent. And when you go inside, use the application overall, it will tell you all the features that it has. And the most important one is the deaf blind. In here, we use gestures like swipe and hardware buttons. And in order for deaf blind person to communicate, they can't really hear, they can't really talk. So one way to them that we consider as our innovation is to use Morse code, in which it's based on dots and dashes, which will be shown in the video. Here, as you can see, we have dots, dashes, and spaces. You can create a sentence using these. They need to, we will try to make them learn this, and then they can use it to communicate. It will, and once you try to write something, it will vibrate for you. As you can see, it's writing something, and when you send it, you can swipe up to send it. It will read the message for you. As you swipe up, it will send the message, and for them to understand the message, the deaf person, these are some of the documentation for the letters. When you swipe up, it will send the message. As you can see, it's sent hi.
Sorry, time's up. Okay, thank you. It's okay, you already did a very good job, and I think it's a very useful application for us. And now please turn off your video, and you can see us, and then we'll have the 5 minutes Q&A session, okay?
Sure.
And now, yeah, it's time. Okay, start.
Hello. Your app applies to people with different kinds of disabilities. So it's not very lightweight for a person with a particular disability. Is it possible for the user to select the disability type, and then different modules can be taken from the app and installed on the map so that it can run in a more lightweight manner?
Yeah, so when you start the application, you choose the type of user that you are, and this will change the app in a way. Let's say you change the user interface and the user experience specifically for that disability. So we have studied these disabilities, and it's customized exactly for that disability. And for the size of the app, we have tried to minimize the size as much as possible, and I think the size is already small enough so it can be used by anyone. We can also do that as a future work by making only the modules that are required for the specific user and install only those and not the whole thing. But I think the size is already good enough, and we have tried to optimize everything so that it can be used by any phone, and the size should be optimal.
For the disabled, they cannot see. So how can they select who to talk to?
Okay, for blind people, they use voice assistant, which is a feature in the system of every phone. It's when you tap on the phone, you can see. So you tap on the phone, it will tell you what this thing is. Let's say you tap on an app, it will read the app for you. And this is already implemented in most systems, but for our system, we customized even the voice assistant so that it's usually general, the voice assistant. So when you, let's say when you tap on a message, like you said, how they will understand the message. When you tap on a message, it will tell them the name, the message, last message they sent, what time they sent the message. And you can know that you are hovering on the message of that person. So when you click on it, it will read the name. And when you double tap on it, it will go inside the chat. And for them to see, let's say, previous chats, they will click on the phone. Let's say we have 10 messages on top of each other. They will click on one, it will read the message. When you click on another one, it will read the message and the time. So you know that this person sent this message at this time. And they are already familiar with the voice assistant because they already use it, but we customize that voice assistant exactly to our app so that they are not confused and they know everything and every page. For example, when you are in all chats page, not in a DM, it will tell you that you are in that page. And we have really made it easy for them to understand by voice what they are in.
I have one question about the last type of user, the deaf and blind. You help them to communicate with Morse code. I wonder, can you turn speech and text into Morse code and the other way around? Are you already able to do that?
What we currently implemented, that's a good question. What we currently implemented is only by using Morse code, it will convert it to text. So that's the only thing right now implemented, but that's in our future plans, obviously. But right now, in order for deaf-blind to communicate, they first must learn Morse code, which I think if this app is comes forward, it will be a standard. So when they understand Morse code, they can use it to by when they type something. For example, when they click or long press, it will long press writes dash and one press writes dot. These are the only two things you need for using Morse code. So when they do that and it vibrates. So Morse code they can understand the Morse code that they write and the Morse code that they receive by vibration. So the phone vibrates in some way.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's all. That's the time's up. Okay. We really appreciate your answer, and we hope this application could use and help the disabled people to communicate with each other. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So now we will have the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology team to join us. You can turn off your camera. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we can see you right now. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Please share your work on the screen, then we can see it. Okay, now we can see it. And please check your channel. Are you in English channel now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you have 10 minutes to introduce your work and 5 minutes later to answer the question, okay?
All right, sure. Thank you very much.
Okay, start.
Good day. Good day, everyone. We are Team Geniuses from KNUST Ghana, and I am Gladys Obuobi, your main presenter for today, presenting on WaterBet, an artificial intelligence-based water quality predictor. For today, our presentation would entail background, problem statement, methodology, and a conclusion. Water, according to research, is an odorless, colorless, and transparent liquid that forms most of our water bodies, such as oceans, rivers, and seas. Water forms 70% of the human body and also 70% of the earth. Water is essential for the body, for the assumption and transportation of essential nutrients, and it also helps in the reduction of certain medical conditions. Water, the SDG goals were formulated some years ago to help with sustainable living, and our innovative idea, WaterBit, helps and also address the SDG goal 6, which is clean water and sanitation. In my country, Ghana, the accessibility of clean and quality water is a problem and needs the attention of everyone. Needs the attention of everyone. 2.3 million people in my country do not get access to clean water, and that's about 70% of the country's population. This portrays that the issue of clean water inaccessibility should be addressed. People in the rural communities do not get access to clean water because most of their water bodies have been polluted by heavy chemicals due to human activities and industrial activities. Illegal mining, also known as galamsey in my country, has been banned. But what do we see? What do we see now? Most of our water bodies have already been polluted, and measures are not being put in place necessary to address this problem. So as a group, we came together and thought, how can we help? How can we leverage the use of AI technology to address this problem? We came up with one solution, which was WaterBit. WaterBit is an AI technology which uses the properties of water, such as pH, conductivity, dissolved oxygen, biological oxygen demand, to predict the quality of water. How did we come about with our solution, and how did we address this problem? We generated data set through empirical data acquisition. We trained our model, then exported the trained model onto an application which can be used for all. We collected different water samples from different water bodies across certain selected rural communities. After being tested at the lab, we had a total data set of 1,896. These samples were tested using the properties of water, which is the pH, the conductivity, the dissolved oxygen, and the biological oxygen demand. After the samples have been selected and then tested at the lab, we then process the data using a water quality index calculation, and then we normalize the data using a z-score. During our sample testing at the lab, we had a permissible limit for the parameters of water. So for the pH, it was 7.5. For dissolved oxygen, it was 10. For conductivity, it was 1,000. For biological oxygen demand, 5. For our calculation for the WQI, which is the water quality index, we also had a range to classify the state at which classify the water. So from 0 to 25, it's excellent. From 26 to 50, good. From 51 to 75, poor. Above 71 indicates that your water is very poor and it's unsuitable for consumption. After data selection and processing, we then came to train our model. We trained our model using MindSpore. We had a ratio of 80 to 20% train test ratio. This indicates that 80% of our data set was used for training and 20% was used for the testing. We had a model accuracy of 93%. This also indicates that our model is really accurate. On your right, you'd see certain numbers. These numbers indicate the values for our pH, our conductivity, our biological oxygen demand, and our WQIs. During our model training, we had neural network layers, and these neural network layers consist of a dense layer, a rectified linear unit, and another dense layer. Our first dense layer served as our input, and the rectified linear unit then processed our inputted data. Then the last density unit outputs the information. After the model training, we exported our model onto a Django web app application. So WaterBit is basically a trained model with a 93% accuracy and a Django web application. We will take some time to play our demo video. Thank you very much for your time. For our conclusion, our proposed solution seeks to ensure the reduction in wash-related diseases. Most 80% of viral diseases come out as a result of water pollution. Water pollution, and people in this rural community suffer a lot from these wash-related diseases. This is because they depend solely on their water bodies, and these water bodies have been polluted so much that when they consume the water, and they have no knowledge of the state of which their water is. So they consume this water and they end up attracting a lot of diseases. These people in the rural community are basically the backbone of our economy because they have the massive working force. And if they are not educated or if they are not helped to reduce the wash-related disease, we are going to lose our working force. Our device is also on the way of, we are also on the way of developing a miniaturized device so that we'll be able to use by those in the rural community because most of these people are illiterate. So we are trying to make our device as simple as possible for them to be able to use it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful introducing. Thank you. Okay, now please turn off your work and then you can see us. Yeah. Okay, now you have 5 minutes for the Q&A session. Now start.
Your idea is very great to help the local people, but the indicator like the pH and the BOD is so simple. And have you ever considered the water area indicator seems so normal, but the water's color is different, and there are stream and bacteria in the water. So how this interior can indicate or detect?
Please, can you come again with your question?
Repeat again.
I didn't get your question yet clear. Please, can you come again with your question?
Okay, and the indicator is so simple, like the pH and the BOD. If the water's area indicator seems normal, but the water's colors is different. So how can I tell the water is clean?
Okay, thank you for your question. Okay, so our device doesn't only predict using the color of the water. So there might be bacteria and all that in that. So when we put the device in the water, the pH indicates the level of quality. So it considers all those factors in it. So the pH, you see, when microorganisms are in water, they also give out their own pH and all that. So all that has been factored into the prediction application. So the predictor will give you the level of quality. Then you'd know whether the water is good or not good. So it doesn't predict using the color. It considers everything in it.
So in your system, how many types of sensors have you used?
Are you in English channel now?
We are in the process of.
Did you hear the question? So we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you.
In your system, how many types of sensors have you used?
How many sensor way you used in your applications?
Please, we use 4 sensors. Yes, please. Each sensor is for the properties of water, which is the pH, conductivity, biological oxygen demand, and the dissolved oxygen. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Speaking of water quality, I wonder if there are any national standards or international standards. So what you are doing, how does that fit into the existing standards? Is there any alignment?
Yes, please, there is an alignment with the standard one. If for our presentation, for the permissible limits we choose for the properties of water, we choose it according to the standardization for the properties of water.
Okay, I think because of the time limited, so that's all for the Q&A session, okay? Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you for your time too.
Okay, you can turn off your camera, and then we will have 2 teams are from the University of Reading. And first of all, we will have the University of Reading team 2 to join us. Now please unmute your voice and turn on your camera. Okay.
Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon.
Yeah, we can see you now. Please share your work on the screen.
I'm having trouble starting my video. I'm unfortunately using the browser because the main program wasn't working.
Okay, we can see your work right now. So you mean your video is having the problem?
Yeah, I can't show my camera. Unfortunately, it won't let me.
Okay.
On the browser.
Okay, so now please check your channel, language channel. Are you in English channel?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Okay, now you have 10 minutes to introduce your work, and then later 5 minutes for answer the questions. And now please be ready. Start.
Hello, everyone. We are Team White Knights, and today we'll be presenting our smart carbon emissions tracker for the Huawei ICT competition.
As part of this project, our team will be discussing our problem statement, the way we intend on solving the said problem statement through our proposed solution, and the method of implementation. As part of our vision, we'll be focusing on diesel vehicles and trains only, and to support our vision, we'll be also presenting a simulation to visualize the use of our product.
The team consists of myself, Charita Vancha-Fragoso,
myself, Jason J. Dukran,
and myself, Ali Al-Dabouni, along with our instructor, Ashraf Mahmoud.
Recently, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, announced that several regions will be under the air pollution warning. Numerous news outlets, including the BBC, Sky News, Independent, and Guardian, mentioned the Mayor's request to avoid unnecessary car journeys. As we're all aware, existing market trends show that countless countries are attempting to find methods of reducing their carbon footprints and levels of emissions from vehicles. Did you know that the UK's transport sector contributes to 27% of greenhouse emissions? European countries produce more than 2.4 million pounds of CO2 per second, and all of these carbon emissions are growing at an annual rate of 4%. These numbers are extremely high, and it may be time to find alternative ways of reducing our carbon footprints and emissions from vehicles we travel by.
By looking at our current existing emission trackers online, Map My Emissions comes close to what we are achieving with our product. At this current stage, Map My Emissions is in a development stage and is not currently available to the public. In the screenshot, the user inputs their destination from point A to point B on a map that calculates the carbon emissions for that trip. The structure of this program benefits the user due to the graphical visualization suiting a general user. A further positive with this program, such as this would be if the technology was built into existing vehicles, such as a GPS.
The proposed solution is a product that combines hardware and software components. It includes the usage of a development board with various sensors available, such as a GPS sensor. These two components will then be linked together using the Huawei cloud, which will be in charge of data storage and sharing. The software component will feature an app with numerous options for the user to interact with.
One of our USPs involves the integration of GPS. As Ali mentioned, our closest competition offers a manual entry of GPS data. We intend in excelling that by using a GPS sensor to allow for automated tracking of vehicles. This would allow the user to identify and review their travels from historical data logs. This makes us stand out, as it will be a feature that no competitors within the market have.
To encourage the user to reduce their carbon emissions, a royalty reward scheme would be implemented to give the user something to work towards whilst they're reducing their current footprint. The idea behind this is when the user decides to use our product and to click on the Reduce Emissions button, they are granted with a set of amount of points they can earn on their travels. Once the user completes their travel, they are rewarded with points that the tracker will generate, which can be used for all sorts of things, including gift cards, discount codes, or enter giveaways. Using the app link to the tracker offers a social aspect where users can compare their statistics with other members, such as friends and families, showing off how much emissions they've reduced over the course of their journeys.
As mentioned, there are multiple components to the product. The development board will feature sensors that can be added as per the user's needs, one of which is a GPS sensor. This will take the user's location, speed they are traveling at, and the routes they are taking. This will then be uploaded to the Huawei cloud, where it is stored and shared to the mobile application. The development board will be connected directly to the engine control unit, which is being shown on the screen. The engine control unit controls the sensors that calculate the air-to-fuel mixture ratio. This data can be used to calculate the carbon emissions, as the sensors are located before and after the catalytic converter. This data again is sent to the Huawei cloud to be stored and shared. The mobile application then takes a number of details from the user: their current location, their destination, the chosen mode of transport, and the details of the mode of transport, such as fuel type. The app calculates an estimation of carbon emissions for their journey. The user can then click on the Reduce Emissions button that will suggest other modes of transport and routes to reduce their emissions.
So, who would benefit from this idea? We believe there are 4 key categories of users who would benefit from our product, and that includes the user, the one that wishes to reduce their carbon footprints and vehicle emissions when traveling or driving. Corporate, which includes firms such as manufacturers able to promote low emissions from their vehicles, DVLA, and companies including looking at reducing emissions when making deliveries. Governing bodies, which includes the Ministry of Transport, to reduce the amount of emissions within a certain region, thereby removing any sort of emission fines. And finally, insurance companies involved in presenting cheaper insurances by presenting lower emissions using the tracking device, similar as a black box.
There are a number of costs to be considered with this product. The development board, along with any extra sensors the users added, a mobile data plan, which allows for the communication between the board and Huawei cloud services, and the service charge for the mechanics to install the device, including maintenance. All of these costs can be easily covered by the insurance policy that the user pays for. The development board acts similar to a black box within a car. The insurance companies can easily track the user and their emissions, which in turn will reduce the insurance costs for the user. Added costs are the mobile data plan required and the service charge mentioned above, meaning there will be a change in how much the user pays for insurance.
Demonstrating how a smart carbon emission tracker works, a simulation was created using Unreal Engine to show the comparison between using a vehicle and a train traveling from one city to the other. In the top right, the fuel consumed, distance traveled, and CO2 emissions are tracked to simulate our tracker using the sensors from the vehicles whilst it's in motion. The footage for the vehicle was sped up as it took longer than expected to compare each mode of transport. As you saw, the train reached the city first with the car just about arriving. By taking a look at the stats, the car burned 4.7 litres of diesel and travelled 45 miles, generating 12.5 kilos of CO2. On the contrary, the train burned 55 litres of diesel and travelled 14 miles, generating 150 kilos of CO2. You might think that the car is a better option for travelling as it generates a lot less carbon than the train. The train holds an average capacity of 500 passengers, and if all 500 passengers were to drive the same amount of miles, then the total carbon emissions of those passengers adds up to 6,000 kilos of CO2, making the train a better option for travel. With all of those values displayed on screen, the data would be shared to the application for the user to see their journey statistics, as well as being uploaded to the Huawei cloud to store on their personal account.
And finally, what are our ambitions for this project? One of the next steps that we wish to take would be speaking to car manufacturers. As part of existing systems, the manufacturer does not give permissions to use GPS data directly collected from the vehicle. If permission is granted, this would mean that the GPS data could be taken directly from the vehicle, reducing manufacturing costs for the board. Another future ambition we'd be looking forward to will be speaking to DVLA and the UK government to discuss the possibility of running our product. As part of this project, we intend on deploying it solely in London to examine the success rate. If a deployment in London is successful, we intend on expanding the project to other cities across the country, including Birmingham and Manchester. The ultimate goal of this project involves deploying the product on a global scale, offering the product worldwide, subject to legislations.
With that, thank you for listening to our presentation. We are now open to any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you, Jason and Ali. Thank you. Okay, you can turn off your files right now, and then you can see us. Yeah, it's true. Now the carbon emission is a world issue. And now please turn off. Okay, but we cannot see you.
Oh, give me 1 minute.
Okay, now.
Hello.
Yeah, finally. Okay, you have 5 minutes for the
Apologies
Q&A session, and be ready. Now start.
I have a question. You just now gave an example. You said the user can select to drive or take a train, and you calculate the data like fuel consumption. Is it the real data while the vehicles are traveling, or is this data that has been calculated in advance? You also deploy sensors connect to the exhaust pipe to measure CO2 emissions. So I want to know if this is real-time data being displayed or data that has been calculated in advance.
Ali, I'm going to hand over this question to you as you're involved in the simulation project.
Could you please let me know what the question was, as I don't have the live interpreter?
So the question was the collection of data, real-time data, and how would the sensors work?
So with the data, we came up with an algorithm where it would get the diesel burned, which was around 2.56 kilos per mile driven. And so that's how the data would be calculated as the car would be moving. Could you please remind me what the second part of the question was?
And the sensors usage, and if it was real-time data.
So the sensors from the engine control unit, as we explained, that will be also in communication with our product as well. And everything together will then calculate the carbon emission to be showed and displayed for the user.
Okay, so it's calculated.
Yes.
Why don't you use real-time data? Actually, it depends on how many people are in the vehicle, 1 person or 5 people. If it's real-time data, it has greater significance. If it's calculated, we don't need hardware, we only need a program to do the calculation.
So I'll take that question on, and Chaz, I'll hand over to you for the sensors usage. When we developed the project originally, we considered vehicles that were manufactured before 2012, including vehicles manufactured after 2012. With vehicles manufactured before 2012, any sort of GPS data was not actually calculated within the vehicle itself, as there was no dedicated hardware or software built into the operating system of the car to calculate the mentioned data. And so we felt that by using a source and device, as shown in the hardware, that would enable us to calculate more appropriate data and validate that data by using the exhaust data released from the engine control unit. Charif, did you want to discuss about how the sensors function as well?
Yeah, you are right in saying that real-time data is a lot more significant. That's why the initial data given on the app to the user is just an estimation depending on what car they're using and the fuel burn rate for that particular car. The board is needed so that the real-time data can be taken and the data will be updated on the app for the user to be able to see. So that way, like you said, if there's only 1 person in the car or up to 5 people in the car, that data will be updated respectively.
Okay. Oh, continue.
I have a non-technical question. When you work on the project, you know, car manufacturers are already complying with fuel consumption standards. So what is your relationship with the car manufacturers? I just want to know the potential use case of your project. Car manufacturers are already compliant with emission standards. So what will be the use of your project?
Charif, would you like me to hand over to you for this question?
Yep. Well, the main thing is we do know already that a lot of the more modern cars already have systems in place where they will tell the driver either after their journey is finished or during to be more efficient with their gauge changes, acceleration, etc. The main thing is that none of this data goes directly to the government. For example, in London, they have congestion charges. So if this data was shared with the government, they'll be able to see which regions are more dangerous in terms of carbon emissions.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your answering, but the time is up. Thank you, 3 of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you can turn off the camera. Now we will have the last team. Also comes from the University of Reading. Are you with us now? Okay, unmute your voice and turn on your camera. Charis?
Hello?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can see you right now. Okay, please share your work on the screen. Okay, and one more thing, please check your channel. Are you in English channel? The language channel. Yeah. Okay, you have 10 minutes for introducing your work, and then later we have the 5 minutes for a Q&A session. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, start.
So hi everyone, my name is Omar. We are Lincoln IoT team. We are coming from England. Next slide, please. This is our team. Our team consists of 3 students, James, Salahi, and Omar, and our supervisor is Muhammad. This is our content for today, and Salahi gonna start with the introduction of our project.
Hello, my name is Salahi, and I'm going to introduce you to our system. What, how, and why. First off, I'm going to answer these 3 main questions. What is our system? Our system is a facial symptoms detector that detects potential fatigue symptoms from children's face, which then suggests whether they need doctor's attention or not. Secondly, why do we need it? The current method detections used are not completely effective, and they come with some disadvantages. Our system aims to make the process of detecting symptoms faster and easier to detect. Finally, how it works. Without going into too much detail, I'll explain to you how our system works. Our system has three main stages. Firstly, a picture of a child should be taken and uploaded. The uploaded image will be sent to our cloud host for it to be processed. And finally, the result will be sent back with whether the child needs medical attention or not. Next slide. Where would our system be used? Our system is aimed at the age range between 5 years old and 12 years old, and therefore is aimed to be implemented at schools, orphanage, kindergarten, and so on. Importance of early detection of disease in children. Detecting diseases early in children is very important as it helps prevent the disease from infecting the child beyond cure. Our system main objective is to help detect facial symptoms in children earlier. Some of the importance of early detection of diseases are early treatment. It helps cure the disease a lot faster before it spreads and before it becomes too difficult to cure. I'll pass the next part of our presentation to Omar.
Thank you, Salahi. So nowadays we have different detection methods to analyze the behavior of the kids during the day, such as clinical examination, which the doctor rely on it nowadays. And also we have parents at home, which can notice their children's attitude during the day. And also we have teachers at school, which can check the student progress through the day. And finally, we have the genetic tests. And based on the result, the doctors can find out if the case has illness or carrier for illness or not. Next slide. Moving to the AI model. Our model is developed by Python script based on Keras API. And we got our data set from a website called Kaggle. The data set is available for public and it's open source. It's available without using, we can use it without the need to permission or ethical approval. And the figure shows us the accuracy of our model, which is reached 94%. Moving to next slide, we applied some modifications such as image resizing to fit the input data to our model. And also Wahoo encoder was one of our used methods to classify the result by converting the output into zeros and one. And TensorFlow was the best choice for us. We used ANN, which is artificial neural network, for our model. And in the evaluation, our model accuracy hits 94%, which is a good and reliable result. And the model can detect many facial illness, as we see in the figure, such as face shape, face color, any acne, also eye diseases, and finally skin abnormality. Our target is preschool and school phases, including kindergarten, children host places, and our recommended age is based on our data set. And now we're moving to James to talk about the system architecture.
Hi, now I will introduce you the architecture of our system. From the diagram, we can see there are two entities, users and Huawei Cloud. According to the process, the first step is going to take a facial photo with the camera connected to Raspberry Pi. Then the program on the device will send the photo and an executive command via SSH to the portal 22 of the virtual server and save it temporarily. The command will run a Python file on the server to input the photos into the module and generate the results. After processing, the system will return the results and display it on users' devices. At the same time, the system saves the photos of patients with potential symptoms and generates a record. Therefore, doctor can check them on our website for future treatments. In this slide, I will show you a demo of our system. Firstly, I'm going to show you the Raspberry Pi part. So here is a photo of healthy child. Then start the program and take the photo, then waiting for the result. Good. The detector says you are healthy. Now we try the children with symptoms. Here's the example photo. Okay. Then start the program and wait for the result. Let's take the photo again. Good. The detector detects the symptoms that may lead to the disease. And also, the picture is successfully saved in the cloud for further treatment. Now we move to the web part. Here is the index to introduce our project. I click the check button where you can get into the online clinic web, where the doctor can check the records of the children who have symptoms. The online clinic has two parts, image display part and table part. From the table part, we can see the records with details, patient ID, results, date and time, which can help doctor know the symptoms duration, and also provides a preview image to make doctor be more convenient to check symptoms. Also, doctor can zoom the image by clicking it, which can help doctor get more details from the patient. This picture is the image we just take from the Raspberry Pi. That's all of the demonstration. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. And here is some pictures of our backstage and the Raspberry Pi in use. Okay, now here's our future updates plan. Here I want to firstly share some experience and benefits after using Huawei Cloud service. Firstly, for running the module and generating prediction from images, Huawei Cloud provides a secure, scalable, on-demand computing environment. Secondly, function graph allows us to run our code without provisioning or managing servers. We are ensuring high availability and scalability. Then convenient IoT API gateway provides HTTP endpoints for our functions, which can be called from anywhere. Meanwhile, object storage service makes storing images and cloud uploading to be processed asynchronously. Also, identity management service help us access our other Huawei services by assigning permissions to our computing resources. The last one is GPU performance. Huawei technology greatly improved the efficiency of data transfer between GPUs, which ultimately can greatly improve the performance of services that require large data volume to be transferred. Okay, now here is our future updates plan. First is body segmentation. Now we're just training a module for facial symptoms, but in the future, the system may be able to detect the disease symptoms for the whole body. The other update will be auto-optimization. You know, now we just got 94% accuracy. We still have 6% that may lead to wrong results. So if the system can self-optimizing according to saving results or feedbacks, it will be better. Also, by switching the Huawei camera, the system will get clear photos. Meanwhile, by plug Huawei mobile broadband dongle, the system can be wireless and the message exchange can be quicker. Now I will give back to Omar to discuss our next steps.
Thank you, James. What's next? An important question to us. So firstly, we aim to add an extension to our project, such as implement a new mobile application besides the website to be more useful to use. And also, we aim to make field testing in different schools to check up the usability and scalability of the project. And also, we have we aim to add a new IoT.
Okay, time's up. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Okay, now please turn off your work and then you can see us. Sorry, the time is always limited. Okay, we have 5 minutes for the Q&A sessions. And now start. 有请。
我看见你刚才那个举的例子当中。
So just now, you use the example, for example, the child's face. I think the symptom is pretty obvious. So I wonder if it's possible that by detecting, for example, the twisted face, then we draw the inference that maybe the children has been suffering from disease.
Based on my data sets, there's a lot of examples that children don't have very clear symptoms, and they still detect it successfully. Also, I think this is just a detection, like suggestion system. So if like they can give some, maybe they can give some like wrong results, but I think the mostly is focused on the you have symptoms, not just saying you are healthy. Yeah.
第二个问题就是因为这个面部的表情。
Okay, second question, facial expression. Of course, that is a very important indicator, but it only provides limited input. For example, if the camera is not well positioned, the detection may not be that comprehensive. So I wonder if you have ever considered the possibility, for example, also taking into account like the behavior of the children.
We considered that, but because because the time like limited, so we just focus on the facial parts. And in the future, if like we have opportunity or supported by funding, we will definitely do all the stuffs, content, body segmentation, or other like highlight things. Yes, we can do that.
And also we need to, I need to add another part. So we aim to add an extension for our project, such as a temperature detector. So we can add the temperature of any children as well. This is for future plan. And also we have, we aim to do that, like to implement a mobile application, which can be more useful for parents and teacher in school. Which can be more useful to like just take a picture of the children and like in 2-3 seconds it's done, it's over. So they can check if the children has any kind of disease or not, like as need to go to the doctor or not.
Is the facial expression can affect the accuracy of the model?
Sorry, could you?
Is the facial expression can affect the accuracy of the model?
I'm sorry, but I didn't hear you.
The face expressions can affect the accuracy of the model.
No, the face is not like a big factor. It's all based on a detection of different diseases, of different shapes, like face shape, or eye diseases, or skin abnormalities. So the facial interaction is not really affecting in our model. Yeah.
Okay, there is a question. You can consider use the MaxBot instead of the TensorFlow in the near future.
Yeah, we aim to use TensorFlow as well for because at the moment we use ANN model, which is.
I mean, you can try to use the MaxBot, which was.
Oh yeah, like the Huawei's technology,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Of course, I know that. Yes, but you know, like in our school, we like learn the TensorFlow well in these times. But definitely, if we have opportunity to cooperate with Huawei like company, we definitely use that. And I also know the model arts is very good thing to use. Like we can coding on the broad. Yeah, we have used it right now.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that's all the questions from our judges. And thank you for your answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful presentation. Okay, so that's all for today. That's all the teams. They have presented their jobs and answered the questions. And we would like to thank you again for presenting work full of technology and creativity and demonstrating the application of emerging information and communications technology in real life situation. So this is really an opener for the audience, and I feel like we've had a glance to the bright future of the ICT industry through your work. Thank you for your wonderful hard work. Okay, we would like to thank our judges again for your suggestion, for your questions, of course, for your insight into industry trend have great benefit to us. So through the presentation today, we see the responsibilities and the enthusiasm of your young students, the judges' profound knowledge and insight into the business field, and the influence and the cohesion of the Huawei ICT competition. So let's work together with Huawei to bring the digital to every person, home and organization for a full, connected, intelligent world, and the live broadcast of the innovation competition of the Huawei ICT competition global finals is about to end now, and many thanks to our online audience. Thank you for your supporting. The results of the innovation competition will be announced at the closing ceremony and award ceremony on June 25. So the ceremony will be broadcast live, so please stay tuned and we will meet again. Okay, now bye-bye everyone, bye-bye everyone. And our judges will conduct the on-site closed door review. 那么接下来呢，我们要请我们的评委进行闭门评审环节了。Okay, thank you all you're watching. Thank you.